Hi everyone, my name is Risha. Today is the 17th of March 2024 and I'm going to be going over my weekly prediction for Tesla. As usual, we'll go over the monthly, weekly, and finally the daily charts, and then I'll switch over to the Excel sheet where we'll review last week's prediction and of course go over this week's one just to give it conclude it at the end. But before getting into this video, it's important to make the disclaimer that all information here is completely educational. Therefore, it is important to conduct your own analysis before entering a position in the market to ensure that you're comfortable with the risk reward ratio and maybe the trading method that I use, among other factors. So these are definitely things for you to watch out for. But with that out of the way, let's get straight into the video. So let me switch this over to the monthly charts. But obviously much hasn't changed since last time. So the case here would be pretty similar when it decides to load. So here we can see similar to last time we had, of course we have this candle here, which broke us out of the inside bar of the monthly charts, which was in January. And now we can see that we have obviously a not closed candle, but we have a very, very strong negative momentum right now from the monthly charts, which is obviously a good sign, as the price is actually below the 20-month EMA, which shows that the negativity is quite strong in terms of price action. So let's head over to the weekly charts to see this price action in a little bit more detail. Similar to the monthly charts, the EMA is going downwards, but the price is also lower, which is a good signal. We can see that it did cross its EMA here and has consistently gone downwards, and we did have this double top or M kind of pattern here, which it actually did end up breaking as well. But more importantly, we saw that last week we saw the break of the inside bar candle, inside bar pattern, which is actually ended up becoming more like a Heikake pattern, since it was a failed signal, but it became a signal on its own. Obviously, this prediction has gone very, very right. But from the weekly charts, we can immediately see what our new support and resistance or buy and sell stops need to be. So, for a buy order this week, it does need to break the high of this candle at 182.87. And for a sell signal, it would need to break the low at 160.51. This is because we do expect downwards movement. So, if we see the RSI, for example, when it loads, here we can see if we add this panel at the bottom, we can clearly see that the RSI is confirming this downwards movement. We can see that the peaks are definitely going downwards, and Tesla's price movement is confirmed by the RSI, no divergence. And if we remove the EMA here and let's say add the volume oscillator, for example, here's another good one to see if there is a actual divergence. We can see that although the price is going downwards, volume is actually going upwards. So if we draw this here, we can see that volume is actually going upwards, which means that the market is going down with the force of volume as well. So that's definitely a good sign from those two. But if we even hide the volume here, so if I move my camera really quickly, so if we remove the volume and add, let's say for example, the stochastic. So these are some things to check just to make sure. Stochastics, for example, if we add it here, all of these aren't slowed properly. So if we change this to 3 and 3, smoothing, we can see that this price action becomes quite a bit more different. Since we had the break or the crossing on this candle, we can see that this was a good sell signal here, and we did obey that. This was mentioned in the last video. And the stochastic has continued to go downward, of course, along with the average. So we do have some good sell signals from there. We can see that we had quite a few sell signals, and this smoothing definitely works very well with Tesla. So from the weekly charts, we have a strong indication that the market should continue to go downwards. And finally, just for detail, let's get into the daily charts here and see what the price action looked like. So immediately we can see that price went down quite sharply this week. RSI average is definitely turning down for the daily charts. Stochastic is going downwards. Again, we did have this sell signal here, which would have given us quite a good return from the stochastic. But yeah, that's what our daily chart tells us. So finally, if we switch over to the Excel sheet here, and this is already loaded with Tesla, so let me move this. We can immediately see that last week's sell signal was quite profitable. We actually ended up making a 1.97% profit. which in a raw amount is 1,998.41, and that brings our balance up to 101,499.90. So from the initial, we have a total of 1.49% profit. Considering the loss last week, this definitely makes sense. But you can see that obviously the targets have changed. I did end up changing this target outside of the video, since when monitoring Tesla's price action, the candles do. It's not like SPY where usually you get a 1% return per week. It's different with Tesla, where you have slightly higher and larger candles, so you can keep this target of 2%. And Nvidia is a completely different trading strategy for all three of my videos. So if you are curious about that, definitely watch. But that signal went well this week as well. I did mention this video. In this video, the resistance is 182.87 or the buy stop, and the support is 160.51 or the sell stop or entry. Target 2% trailing stop loss, and then both monthly and weekly trends are down. So we have very good confirmation from the candlestick charts, of course, for this. But that's all for now. Thank you for watching. Enjoy, and I will see you in the next video.